right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Progressive Podcast. It is episode 85. 85.
Yes.
It's episode 85 and
last episode of the season. So
last episode of the season. But before we get into that, before we get into our icebreakers and everything, we have been struggling to find a new home, right? And that's why we have been like MIA to an extent. You know, we've been trying to look for a new home and it hasn't been successful. So we are back here for now, and we just felt that, there's a statistic, right? That they were saying that, you know, when you go too long without seeing your podcast hosts, like kind of have like withdrawal symptoms, and we didn't want to.
For your sake.
Yeah, for your sake, you know.
For your sake, you know, we did.
Anyways, we're gonna be here for a while until we find a home. If you do know anyone, you know, with a space where we can record our podcast, please by all means do contact us, drop us a comment, drop us a DM, and
guys. So we're just let us know, you know, because we're looking for a new space, especially so that we can, you know, we want to be able to put up a banner or just kind of explore a bit. And also, if we have a new space that's a bit bigger, we can try different angles in terms of, you know, how we're recording. We might not even be as close together. And it depends, you know, we just
depends. We can play around with it
so that, you know, we can bring interesting, innovative things, you know. So do let us know, because the reason why, like Mietani said before, is we've been somewhat MIA, or at least 50% MIA. Visually MIA. We've used the word MIA a lot today, even before this episode started. But it's because of the fact that we were looking for a home, and 100%. So we're still working on that. But if anyone can support us with that as well, it would be much appreciated. But for the time being, we're back here. It's good to be back, you know, live and just in person.
100%.
And
Okay, cool. So anyways, that is our situation right now at hand. But episode 85, and this is the art of letting go.
Art of letting go.
This is the art of letting go, you know, and whether you're letting go of your pride or your grudge, just adjusting to change and everything. We're gonna have a bit of a conversation about that today. So but before we get into that, Dumi, man, I know it's been a long week. We didn't post an episode the previous week. Man, how has been the last couple of days, last 14 days been for you, man?
Oh man, it has been absolutely intense, guys. School, guys, school is
getting cooked.
It's hitting now, guys. Like, second year is it's a step off. Like, it's a step up, way up from year one.
Champions League.
Yeah, man. So I went from Conference League, bro, to Champions League. Like,
from
that's
Sunday League football to Prem.
Man,
Man. That's real.
So it's been very intense. Been very, you know, it's lacked sleep at points. It's just been really intense. But other than that, I guess I'm fine. It's just been one of those periods where, like, it was just like full throttle all the way.
Real.
And yourself?
I think on my end it has been very great. In the sense that I am now a graduate, officially a graduate.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Talk to me nice, you know. If you see me on the weather, you might just be talking degrees and that, you know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Call me graduate Mietani from now on.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm joking, man. But it was very surreal moment. Dumi was there, my friends were there, my cousin as well, and my family as well. So it was a very, very proud moment. You know, it still hasn't sunk in, and I think it's because, like, I'm doing my honors right now. So, like, after that, I had to work on my thesis proposal.
Yeah, I just kind of had to. You couldn't really, the honeymoon, it wasn't really there.
Yeah, there wasn't much of a honeymoon phase.
Yeah, there wasn't a honeymoon phase.
Until I go home, you know, and then
you really,
my grandmother will be there, and, you know.
It'll sink in.
Yeah, it'll sink in. And I remember in 2017, I was like, man, I hope my great-grandmother will still be alive by the time I graduate. And she is. Grateful to God, you know. She's about 100 and I think 10 or so.
Oh, wow. That's...
And man, every time she'll call when she feels like she's sick, she thinks like it's her time.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So then she'll call everyone. She'll do her rounds.
Yeah.
And then we're like, ish, but she's been beating these allegations, bro,
for years now.
Respectfully.
Yeah, ish. Shout out to Mietani's great grandmother. She
love you, man.
She's pushing it.
If you do ever see this, yeah. But yeah, it feels great. There's a lot of exciting things happening at the Progressive Athlete. I think that's one thing I can say, and I'd want to say up front. We are exploring some new ventures, and I'm just excited. Our team is growing. So please do stay tuned for that announcement. We've got someone on the podcast team that it's been a bit of a process, but grateful to God to have more hands. This means more content that will be pushed out for you guys and everything. So I'm really, really, really grateful for that. And I think now, like, to break the ice.
Okay, let's break some ice.
Let's break the ice. When is the best time? Like, when is it too late to respond to a message? Like, when is it too late to respond to a message? And I know I'm guilty of this. I'll respond to someone like 2 weeks after or whatever, and like it gets crazy sometimes.
I don't know, because
like what's your threshold, bro? Like when it's like, I must just let it go.
Let it go. I don't even know. Do I even let it go? I don't. It's funny because that's the topic we're talking about today. But what's my? I'm not sure, man. I don't know. It's not too long, bro. Not like over a week or anything. I'll just get too uncomfortable. I just get too uncomfortable, even if it's just to say like, I don't have time, but yeah.
I think for me, hey man, like it's like months, I don't want to lie. Like, I was here on my WhatsApp now. I think there's over like 50 chats.
Wow.
And I'm not saying this to brag or anything, but like the week gets so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
For me specifically. I think if I was in a different position within the company, it would be different. I think I would have a lot more time to get to messages. But it's really my pin chats is our siblings group chat, family group chat, and our group chat with the gents, and then it's a mixture of work, personal. I think I actually need another phone so I can like separate the two,
the work and personal.
So I can separate the work and the personal. But right now everything's on
one
this
phone.
bad boy. If you're watching this and I haven't gotten back to your message, I'm sorry, but it's not that I hate you. It's not that I think you're a bad person. It's just that, man, I must admit, I get overwhelmed. It gets overwhelming, and you've got your agent as well, like, yo, man, and you'll be like, no, I'll get to this later. But one thing I do is that when I do respond, depending on the gravitas or the context of the conversation, if it's something that like you asked me a question, man, I'll just pump out value right there and there.
Oh, I see.
I'll pump out like a good maybe 5-10 minute voice note. And then I'll send, listen, I know I took very long, but this is the best answer I can give you. All the value you need is here. I'll send some links or whatever, because man, as soon as I wake up, I pray, read my Bible, and I don't even get that right sometimes, because sometimes I wake up and I'm running. I'm like, oh man,
things already happening.
Like, bro, it's just crazy. But anyways, let us know in the comments what is the threshold. What was the question again?
For like not replying, like how long, basically? How long would you go without replying, and then you start feeling I need to reply, or like you've come to the point where you're like, I can't even reply anymore. It's been too long now. It'd be
so. When is it
strange?
So the question is, when is it too long for you to get back to a message? Like 6 months too long? Then you just miss it, or let us know what you guys think in the comments. So yeah, the art of letting go, and that is quite like not quite, but it can be such a vague thing. It can be such a vague thing, but the beauty in letting go, it saves you peace. It really just saves you peace, man. I'll tell you guys a story, man, and it how can I say this? And I'll share this because I'm a human being, and I think, and I'm not saying this to flex or anything. I'm not gonna mention any names. If the shoe fits, if you're watching this and you're like, yo, I was doing that to this dude, That's what it is.
This
is nothing. There's no malicious intent or anything, right? But I remember in high school, maybe I had a lot of energy. I still have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I used to get called extra and all these funny things. People said I wasn't going to make it through matric.
Doing too much.
I'm doing too much or whatever. People would always find something to say about me, right? And I remember I got tired and I was like, I'm going to show you guys. And it used to be one of the things that will fuel me to do such a great job at anything that I was doing at the time, because I was good at everything but academics. Drama was my best subject by a landslide, bro. I got 80% right on the dot, and then everything was just some 60s, some 50s, and like a 40% somewhere, right? I didn't have the greatest report in matric, right? But that by co-curricular, man, my co-curricular CV is stacked though. I was in my room and I was looking at my certificates. I think across high school I had like 13 certificates.
Oh, all right.
Right, whether across culture, sports, service, and everything. But I was looking and I was like, my sister was like, how did you manage to get all of this? She couldn't fathom. Like, dude, I'm looking at your blaze all day. How did you? Because they entering they're in their senior phase right now. My sister's in matric, my other one's in grade 10, right? And I was like, man, like I was obsessed, but like I also had something to prove, And even a few years after high school, I didn't go straight into uni. I had a gap year. Then I had another gap year. I started this business. We started this podcast, and I felt like I was still going through the same thing. Like I had something to prove. And I'm gonna show you. There's people I've sent LinkedIn connections, right? LinkedIn requests to connect with them. They've mised them, because it's crazy how just life happens. Not that the tables have turned. I'm not saying I'm doing better than anybody in life, but I'm definitely doing better than a lot of people expected me to do. Especially the people that said, oh, no, he's not going to make it like this or whatever the case is. And I, with a mixture of testosterone and ambition, I said, I'm going to show you. It's like that Michael Jordan video. That's all they had to say. I was like, okay, you're going to play like that? Cool.
And I took it personally.
I really did. I really did. And, this year I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to just need to let it go. Because this year is for me. That's one of my things.
Wow.
This year is for me. And me includes everything that I'm in. So Progressive Athlete, podcast, my family, my relationship with God, my romantic relationship, and whatever.
Everything.
It's for me.
That has to do with you. Yeah.
So the art of letting go now. So I had to let that go, because even last year, man, I was looking at the things we achieved last year. I'm like, dude, how am I going to top this, bro?
I remember you asking.
I was like, how am I going to top the things we did last year? And I was like, man, I'm not saying there's no one to not prove something to, but that's not sustainable.
I see.
That's not sustainable at all. You get what I'm saying? So if you're somebody that's always been the underdog, you not the ugly duckling, man, the black horse. The dark horse. Yeah, the dark horse of your family. I mean, that wasn't the case for me, but like, I was just built different. But it all comes down to understanding why you're doing things. I had a chat with Rufilo the other day, and I was saying, you know what, man, like this thing of, and I said what I just said, the mixture of testosterone and ambition, it's kind of crazy, because you go in the gym and you go lift hard, bro. But what's the nice thing about it is that I'll go to the gym after a long day, after I'm annoyed or whatever, and I'll just like, you know what, where was I angry? Where was I annoyed? Maybe you feel, and sometimes I feel like that after I've prayed, after I've read my Bible. After I've like, oh, by the way, I now bench 100 kgs. Just had to put that out there.
Just had to let us know.
I just had to put that out there. I feel so proud, because that was something I had been looking forward to ever since I started lifting 10 years ago. I was 13. It's crazy stuff.
It's a long time.
It's crazy stuff. But letting go, that's And I feel so much better. You know, I feel a lot more clarity. I don't feel pressure, because you see, the thing is, when you don't let go of something, it's pressure, bro.
Yeah.
You constantly looking for that validation, that vindication, bro. Let God sort that out, bro. You just show up. And I guess also letting go could be like, you know, forgiveness. Sometimes you have to forgive people.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? That was a lot of me, but that was the story time, though.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I personally have an interesting history with letting go as well, because just so much has happened over the last. We're in 2024, 5 years. Yeah, a lot has happened. You know, I think one of the hardest things to let go was probably like when I realized that I wasn't gonna go back to Canada. That was really tough to let go, because everything was just kind of going according to a certain plan, and everything was just, and for me, like, I'm this kind of person that, for me, or at least how I used to, or in my nature, but it's not something that I subscribe to anymore, but in my nature, I always think like everything has to be perfect, or everything has to go in a linear fashion. And so having to let that go and actually, have to like actually take my health into consideration, or my mental health in this case, rather than like just going back because, you know, it's nice to be there. And I was also sad because my friends, like, I have friends there,
the connections
who I would still like to actually go visit. And also I need to go grab my stuff, because when I came back, I was supposed to go back to Canada. And so I left a bunch of my things there with some of my friends. And so I also need to go get those back or sell them. And there's also important documents there, like my matric certificate. No idea how I applied for school again without the original one. But hey, God is good.
Thank God. We made it, bro.
God is good. But now letting go is so important, because these things can weigh you down. You know, they can really weigh you down. And sometimes you don't notice. It's kind of in the background, but you haven't decided for yourself, I'm actually letting this go. So even in the background, you might forget about it kind of, but like it weighs you down. And part of me, I was hearing, there was something, I think Pastor Colin said this, man, it must have been like 3-ish weeks ago, maybe even 4 weeks ago. And he was saying that this year, the things that happened in 2023, or the things that happened before 2024, those are things of last year. You need to focus on things of this year, because if you don't, then you will never really move on, kind of thing. I think the art of letting go is kind of that thing of like, you need to let it go so that you can move on, you know? Yeah. And it's so tough, you know. Sometimes you're thinking like, man, maybe I can make this work, but sometimes you just have to let it go. You really just have to just let it go, and the weight comes off of you, man. The weight comes off of you. I think forgiveness is another thing as well. Yeah. As in, like, let go of that thing that happened and forgive the person. Sometimes it doesn't mean that the person has to be a part of your life. No. But it's not. Felt that a bit too much now, man. I felt. The way you said, man. Dude. No, it's basically just saying that. Yeah, sometimes you'll forgive someone and it's like something where you make amends and like, hey, like you actually, you know, it's not the end of the world. Like it's someone that is meant to be in your life. But some people aren't meant to be in your life, but you do still need to forgive them, like, and actually just let that thing go. You know, sometimes you have to be the bigger man. You just have to be the big, and it's tough. You know, one thing I haven't said this in a long time, but one thing that I've said quite a few times is, you know what, being petty is nice. It feels nice. No, guys, trust me. Being petty in the moment. Oh man, it feels good because you're like, just go on over them. Like you say something petty, then they don't have any comeback. You're like, But trust me, guys, it's not worth it, guys. Now, being petty is nice. I can't lie. It's nice, but it's not worth it, guys. It's really better to just let it go. I know sometimes you have that right comeback, bro. You have the right thing to say, but it's just just take deep breaths and let it go. And it's so important. And I think that it's interesting because kind of the overarching theme of this season was like focus on what you can control. So the point of letting go is that there's just some things that you can't control, and you know what, it's okay. That's what we're here to say, is that it's fine. And it takes time to learn. Like Mietani was saying here, that like it took him a while, but then he realized like, maybe this is not the right thing that's fueling me. And now that maybe the right things are fueling him, it's like you kind of find it easier to have a holistic experience in your life. Yeah, sometimes you're stressed, this and that, and you know, school. But like you kind of, once you have the right things feeding the drive, then it's like you're able to move forward. You're able to make decisions with a clearer mind. And not kind of not 100%. fueled by you know, vengeance or just kind of showing them. And but I think the one thing to say is that, pardon me, it's not bad to go through that phase though, because it's part of like human, like just psychology and like life, and that you'll go through phases where there's certain people where they do something and you're like, most people won't have that right away where they're like, you know what, I'll just let it go here and there, especially when you're like 13 or 14, maybe 15 and 16 at a push. It's like, you know, and so I think it's good because at least it gives an example to other people so that they can also know that, you know what, I can change. Like, it's not like I'll stay like this forever. I can change kind of thing. So yeah, man, it's very important.
It's very real. You know, and it's man, I'm grateful for it because for me it never got to a point where it was toxic or detrimental to me. But I had to check myself and be like, listen, dude, like, bro, you're doing some cool stuff, bro. But like, it was more of a why. Who you doing, like what's fuel, what's really fuel, and is this the most sustainable way to kind of go forward on this trajectory and everything. So man, I'm just grateful to God, man. But you know, sometimes, man, you just have to raise your hands and let it go. Sometimes you just have to raise your hands and let it go. Just let it go, man. You know, especially on like social media, man. Like if you go to the comment section, man, you know, like there's certain things I see and I'm just like, and then people like get into like crazy arguments. You find like a YouTube video and there's one comment thing with like 200 replies, and it's like the same 3 people going back and forth, and it's like, guys, just paragraphs on paragraphs on paragraphs. This guy's like, just let it go, man. I mean, I'm there for the entertainment. I mean,
guys, one thing is the comment sections on social media is probably about 50 to 60% of the content, the entertainment. That's how crazy social media is right now.
So
that's why X pops so much, because it's just people writing
just things threads,
like, bro, and honestly.
And there's times where you're like, man, is this what people really think? But anyways, that's a conversation we're gonna have on just letting it go. You know, it's not hard, it's not easy. Let us know what you guys think in the comments as well. Do let us know in the comment section if you feel, you know, pushed to share your story. We'll do our best to get back to you as well. But yeah, I think now's a good time for the quote of the week.
Let's go into the quote of the week. This one's actually quite good.
While Dumi gets that out, I just wanted to say special thanks to Oros. We're having Oros in teacups.
That's what we're having. It looks like we're having tea now, guys. But we're not that serious. Come on.
You're not those guys, pal.
Oh gosh.
Not yet. Anyways,
not yet.
Once we get into winter.
Oh yeah, actually, which is not too far away, and it does get cold in winter, guys. So ish.
Where are they?
I won't say too much about that. I wouldn't say too much about that. You know, ish.
Where are they?
Yeah, guys.
Anyways, let's hear the quote of the week, man.
Yes. So the quote of the week is: learning the art of letting go doesn't mean giving up, but rather gaining freedom from what holds you back. By our good friend Charles. Maybe one day you'll meet him. Maybe one day. I apologize, Randy. I'm so sorry, Randy. I keep doing this, and it's this because Randy is the employee of the month. So sometimes I get petty, and I have to let it go now. Like I have to say Randy. I don't know why I keep saying Charles.
Man doesn't miss.
Anyways, I apologize, Randy. I'm letting it go.
But shout out to Randy for that.
I'm letting it go. But yeah. Can I say it again? Because I think it's quite impactful.
It really resonates.
Learning the art of letting go doesn't mean giving up, but rather gaining freedom from what holds you back. By Randy.
Oh yes.
Wow.
I think that's really powerful, man.
I think that last part is kind of what you were talking about. Like we're just gaining that freedom of like it just
existing.
Just shoulders are just come down and we just get on with it. But not pushing. Yeah.
Keep it cozy.
Yeah, and it's weird. In a weird way, I was thinking. I just thought about it right now. But a lot of times, it depends on the situation. Now, But you can find yourself in a situation where you haven't let something go, and the other person's not even thinking about it anymore. Like they're living rent free,
and you still
in your mind, like so it's like and it's
not worth it. It's not worth the peace, man.
Yeah,
but yeah, that is the episode. Thank you very much, guys, for getting to the end. Like I did say, do watch the space, like, share, comment, share with your friends, your family, your dog. You know, if you play, let me tell you something, man. If you play our podcast for your dog will be the smartest dog in the world. But anyways,
that's a Progressive podcast guarantee.
Yeah. Okay, but before we go, actually, we're gonna try have a quick reflection on the season. I think the season was nice. It was also nice to hear people's stories. Actually doing a bit better on engagement.
Yeah,
I think we've hit about 100 or so subscribers on YouTube.
Last time we checked, I think it's probably might be more now, but last time we checked, we did hit 100.
We just crossed that 100.
Guys.
That 100
Gracias.
mark. Even on
Obrigado. Merci. I don't know what other. Shona.
Tino
Tenda.
We are grateful. We thank
Siabonga.
you. Yeah, man.
God is good.
Donkey. Buy a donkey. Man.
Buy a donkey.
Sounds like he's saying buy a donkey.
Anyways, oh gosh.
To all my Afrikaans speaking people out there. That's as good as my Afrikaans gets. Yeah. But the season was fun. It was nice. It was like refined. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, life has kind of showed us we've been doing this thing for over 2 years now.
Over 2 years.
We're on our 3rd year, so we've really come such a long way, man.
Yeah.
But season was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was It was good. You know, I guess it was the first season of this year, and we started with, I think it was 2 episodes kind of reflecting on the previous year and just talking a bit about goals and stuff like that. And now we're kind of in the thick of it, and you know, it's been quite good. I think as we've gone farther and farther, like the topics that we're talking about, it's just become like a bit more honed in, and because of the niche that we're in, if we can say, there's quite a lot to talk about. We just have to pick certain things and then break them down. I think what I've realized is that with us, we try to take an overarching topic and then really break it down and go into detail. And that's why, like, we'll do these season long things, and in a way, that's why there will always be something to talk about. We just have to figure that out and then break it down properly. And the reason why we break it down is so that you guys can get the most out of it. You know, Mietani was talking about the fact that when he answers someone late and they asked for something, he'll just like
pop as much value
and so we're trying to have as much value as possible. And in a market that's almost already quite saturated, we try to do it in this way, like breaking it down, like topic by topic in an or element by element in an overarching topic. And it's been good, and I'm excited to be back in front of the camera. You know, I think I have a bit more experience, because I remember first time I was like, oh, where do I I was like, oh, where do I look? And it was a bit of a buckle, guys.
But we're here, we made it, man. And I think the goal really, Dumi and I, when we met at the start of this year, when we had our first meeting discussing the podcast, one of our goals was to be more human with the podcast.
Yeah, that was one of the very direct.
And that might sound like, dude, what do you mean? Like, of course.
Already,
but like, you know, when you're doing a self-improvement podcast, you can just bring the information that, you know, okay, here's what you need to do if you want to set your goals and call it a day.
Yeah. Right, or only talk about the successes, but not talk about like
the losses, the struggles,
where you've come from.
Yeah, like right now we're struggling to find like a studio, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and we talk about things that, yo, man, this is how I felt about this specific thing back in the day. It's a lot different now. So we really just wanted to be more human and just share with you guys as well, so that, you know, you guys can share with us.
Yeah.
As well, you know, at the end of the day, it's a community. You know, we're all pushing whatever we're pushing. We're all trying to get better. I don't believe anyone wakes up in the morning to wanting to be worse than they were the previous day.
Yeah, no,
you know,
man.
Everyone has one thing they want to be better at. You know, even if it's just being just a better human, a better mom, a better dad, a better sister, older brother.
Yeah.
You know, a better team member. You know, you want to sleep more, so you want to be better at resting. you know, whatever that looks like for you, you know, at the end of the day, we all on our separate journeys. But we are really looking forward to the next season, which will be posted the following week. Yeah, and we're gonna crunch it up for you guys, and we dripped up, you know.
Yeah, guys, we're not this year. We're really coming
really
for the
trying to
smoke.
focus, you know, on the branding and everything. So if you have any tips, ideas, drop them in the link. And don't ask us about merch because we're working on that.
We're working on that.
But if you have some like designs and inspos, you know, please,
you know, email us. You know, drop our contact details are available
there. So yeah, otherwise, you have anything else? I think we're done.
Yeah, no, I think just one more thing. I think with what we were saying before, I think it really comes down to those simple things. Like sometimes you just want to be a better brother, you know. And it's I when you said that, it kind of hit me. It's like, oh, sometimes you just want to be a better father, a better mother, better friend. And it just it almost just brought it down like to me, and I was like, oh wow. Yeah,
like I know for me, man, one of my goals is just to be a better brother, to be present in my sister's lives a lot more. I think my undergrad was really tough. I was a bit distant, you know, but I made sure when we were at home, we gamed.
Yeah, just do fun things.
We just did fun things on a budget. We understand, you know, it's none of this thing of these guys are doing this. No, when we get home, we lock in, you know, we shoot TikToks, we make food. You crack jokes, you know. I help where I can with the homework, you know, and so
it's practical stuff.
The practicals, My sister tried to give me a nightmare, man. She sent me maths, algebra stuff, and I was like, bro,
guys,
quadratic equations, and I know that's probably like easy
for
some
stuff. Of you guys,
for some of you guys, not me though. I took maths lit. I'm shameless, man.
Yeah,
better with
it was part of the community, guys. You know, we always used to say in high school that Maths Lit it's not a class, man. It's a community, man. Yeah. It's a community of people.
It's a community of people who just, you know, just cruising, you know, like what's the total of the receipt? 2 marks, and they show you a photo of the receipt. Just write the total there, 120 rand.
Hey.
Bah.
I'll take it, man.
I'll take it.
But yeah, and one more
work, no reaction.
Yeah, gosh. And one more thing with regards to next season, if I'm not wrong, next season the anniversary of the company takes place during next season, season 12, season 11. Sorry, so
it's in the second half.
Yeah, in the second half. So we've got some very interesting topics to talk about. I'm quite excited. You know, it's funny today. I was looking at those and began to make some content centered around that just to kind of get ahead. And yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting season. And yeah, that's obviously how many years now? 4 years for the Progressive Athlete.
Oh, crazy.
So yeah, man, obviously the team
for the podcast,
3 for the podcast team is, or 2.5, I guess, right? Because 3 will be at the beginning of next year. But yeah, it's team is getting bigger. So yeah, we have some interesting stuff. And I think, you know, we will also, one thing that Mietani was speaking about earlier, we still need to break it down a bit more, but just kind of having even more interaction with the audience. Yeah, there's certain things that we're gonna do to just kind of have more interaction with the audience, and but obviously we won't go too much into that. But yeah, just to give a little sneak peek. And yeah, guys, we're always excited to be on this journey.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? And I think we're gonna keep going, you know, until the day that it's done. Until then, we'll keep going, guys.
Till then, you're gonna see a lot of us. But anyways. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to see you guys in the next episode. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, it's your first time. We probably should have said welcome.
Oh, yes. Welcome now.
But yeah, that was episode 85.
Yeah.
The art of letting it go.
85.
And we hope you took some notes.
Oh,
85.
15 episodes from 100. Wow. Wow.
I think when we hit 100, bro, we need to go out. But anyway, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Guys.